Comedies are hard to review objectively, as the core concept at the end of the day is to make you laugh. So one can easily say, oh yeah, that made me laugh, so it's good. But what about those series that only get like a chuckle? How many chuckles equal a laugh? So today, here are some comedies I watched and my thoughts on them, as well as who I think will enjoy them. First up is a brief stop in 2021, so this video is at least a net profit for my progress through the 2021 library. The series in question is Life Lessons with Yorimichi Onisan, a comedy about a group of adults who work for a kids' TV show. The main one is Yorimichi, a gymnast who was hoping to make it big, but he's extremely depressed about where he is in life. This depression, of course, seeps into his performances on the show, but the joke is that all 5 of them aren't happy about being actors on this show, as well as the haha, life is suffering and all I feel is pain. There's not much of a narrative besides episodic issues that our 5 have to deal with, be it the incompetence of the sidecast that covers production or just random life events. For me, it didn't really land, and since it builds an entire series around that joke, it leaves the series in an odd spot for me, as it didn't do much for me, but I can tentatively see some audience for this, so this is going to get an average to fine rating from me, but if you find existential dread jokes or the idea of the depressed children's show cast funny, then here you go. Painting and Stalking is loud, it's rude, it's crude, and has a lot of attitude, but that's exactly the point. The series is going for loud and crude so hard that it's hoping to come out as humorous. An effort, I think, works at least a decent amount of the time. Take one lustful and one gluttonous angel, make them bust ghosts so they can earn enough Chuck E. Cheese tokens so they can eventually buy a Get Back to Heavens card, occasionally butting head with their evil doppelganger, the Demon Sisters, throw in some fan service and gags and go home. But it reaches that required chuckle meter as you question what you're watching, while also allowing some new writers and directors to get some experience, as well as let the VAs cut loose and have some fun. I would say the series was good, if it wasn't for one thing, that being its ending. I understand your episodic comedy series and your core story is just an excuse to keep it going, but if you're going to beat your big bad, either fully kill him and find a new one if you get renewed, or just send him packing and vowing to return and get revenge and return to the status quo until season 2. As you know, that will at least provide some closure to season 1, so you're being downgraded to fine, I guess. But if you're into absurd and or crude humor, this will probably satisfy. Next is 2019's How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? This one was a bit of a surprise, as I expected this to be god-awful, but it isn't actually all that bad. Sure, I would have liked the girls to be in college age, so we're not doing fan service of high schoolers. I would have also liked to have cut down the ecchi on the demonstrations and the exercise, and while we're at it, we could have better characterized the girls, but for an ecchi series, it could have been a whole lot worse. The ecchi is mostly contained in the demonstration, with shots highlighting, that they're wearing sport bras and they make noises when they work out, plus some tasteful side shots as we show the specific muscles they're working on. Then goes, yep, that's our required ecchi. Back to Girls Being Cute Exercise Edition. Oh yeah, the show is about a group of girls that get into fitness, and their instructor is a giant bodybuilder, but only when he's down to his workout speedo or whatever. That's the joke, and why I don't find that joke all that funny, there are some jokes that got a chuckle. The discount Arnold Schwarzenegger, the arm wrestling bit, and so the jokes with the teachers all come to mind. Not sure if any of its workout advice is 100% factual, but as an anime, it's fine I guess. If you like some basic fitness comedy and don't mind some fan service, well, there you go. 2018's Chio's School Road has some promise, with the premise of a girl not looking to stand out as she tries to avoid being late to school, resulting in her, of course, standing out with the wacky shenanigans she gets into, as well as having a solid dynamic between the idiot duo of Chio and Manama. But it's weighed down by some problematic writing decisions, from the predatory lesbian character to the age gap romance tease between Chio and Ando, to the characters encouraging their classmate to confess to a teacher, and of course, panty shots for whatever reason. Does a lot of the other comedy parts land? Yes, but I feel it's weighed down too much for me to recommend this series, and thus I'll be rating it as a bad to average. But if you still want to give it a go ahead. Just be aware that there is some content in there that I would not recommend. Lastly is 2018's Pop Team Epic, and god does that feel like a century ago. But Pop Team Epic is Pop Team Epic, and if you like Pop Team Epic, you will like the anime. If you don't know what Pop Team Epic is, I don't know what to tell you. Watch it if you like absurdist humor, I guess. Also, you only need to watch half of each episode, as the second half is just the same, but with different VAs. So unless you want to hear a Pacific VA do Pop Team Epic bits, then you don't need to watch it. Which is a bit lame, but oh well. I like Pop Team Epic, so yes, I think the anime is good, and I would recommend it.